trip with this coronavirus. I'ma chill at the crib cause I'm safe here. I ain't even about to drink me a Corona beer.
Hey YouTubers, what's up? It's Cam Girl. So I had a lot of ideas for new videos that I want to make, but I don't think anything is as important as talking about the coronavirus. There's a lot of misinformation out there causing panic and distress, so I don't want this to be that kind of video. I do, however, want to show you guys how COVID-19 is affecting the lives of everyday people around the world, including myself, and emphasize how important it is to stay at home. So let's get right into it. I live in Los Angeles and we have been ordered to stay at home by our local and state officials. Bars, nightclubs, music venues, bowling alleys, arcades, they were closed to the public on March 16th. A few days later, this extended to all non-essential businesses. We've been ordered to stay at home and limit all movement outside of our homes beyond what is absolutely necessary. How have I been dealing with it? If I'm completely honest, it hasn't changed my everyday life too much because I work from home, so I already spend a lot of time here. However, there is still tension and anxiety in the air in my house because the number of cases in LA continues to rise rapidly. At the time of recording, there's 1,456 confirmed cases here in LA County. Hey guys, I just finished editing this video and now the confirmed cases are 7,732. So it's about 7 times more than when I first started recording like a week or two ago. Back to the video. And that's just the confirmed ones. The lack of testing here is really scary. Because COVID-19 is affecting the entire globe, and I can only speak on my experience here in LA, I called a few of my friends from different parts of the planet to get their insight on how COVID-19 is affecting them and their city.
My name's Albert. I'm currently in Tokyo, Japan.
My name's SESHIE, so I'm next, and I'm from London.
My name is Maya, and I'm from Toronto.
My name's William, and I'm located in Seoul, South Korea.
My name's Lauren Saldana, and I am in Harlem, New York.
My name is LUCE. I'm in Shanghai, China.
What is the state of coronavirus in your city currently like?
Everyone's still wearing masks. Most everyone's still very aware that it's an ongoing issue, but at the same time, there's a sense of relief where people feel like the worst part has passed.
Well, New York is the epicenter of this whole United States pandemic. Obviously, we have the worst cases because New York is so dense. Like, it's really hard to even walk down the street without, walking by like 50 people.
Daily life, I think, for Chinese people is like, I want to say it's at like 80% right now. Wuhan is still on lockdown. Like, it's still quarantined, and like they're still telling people in Wuhan to only go outside for like necessary like tasks. But Shanghai's like really popping. The weather's been great. The traffic, like the street traffic is like, like I said, back to 80%. Parks and shit like are slam packed with like people walking the dogs, having picnics and stuff like that.
It is actually very relaxed. People would be shocked to see how lightly people in Japan are actually taking coronavirus.
There's like nothing open. There's like nobody on the street. It's completely different now.
For right now, London's on a lockdown. You can only go out to shopping to get necessities or to do one form of exercise a day. Yesterday or the day before, we had 1,100 deaths altogether with this corona stuff.
What measures have been put in place in your city to keep the virus from spreading?
At first, it was tough because just like in the States right now, not everyone could get tested. And then this brilliant doctor came up with the solution of a drive-through. Doctors didn't have to have direct contact with the patient, and the patients didn't have to have any direct contact with the hospital. They would set it up in an empty parking lot. I think I might just be driving through one, like that kind of a big parking lot like that. They would they started showing up everywhere, and it cost like $200, but the country decided to pay for like 90% of it, so it was only like $20. If you didn't have it, you'll have to pay $20, and if you did have the virus, you didn't have to pay anything. And it only took like 10 minutes. I opened the window maybe like this much. Yeah, I think the nurse just like put her hand in my car, put this long stick thingy in my nose, which felt awful, but it took only like 3 seconds. And I got a text message the next day saying I don't have the virus.
They're still closing down things as we speak, depending on what city it is. But smaller cities like Cambridge, that only have like 100,000 people don't have anything open anymore. Like everything's closed down. They don't actually test everybody here. They're only doing it to healthcare providers in some cities. Like they won't even test people that has symptoms. They're like, oh, sorry, we're not doing it. Just like isolate yourself.
Like right now, it doesn't seem too strict. Like it's not like they got the army out. They're stopping and searching people, whatever. It's more like people just know what to do in it. Well, there's fines and that. Like I know, like if you were to see someone go out more than once, like yeah, you've seen someone go out like 5 times, you can tell the police, you can snitch, and that you get like £150 reward or something.
People were still allowed outside, but it was like very regulated, and it still is very regulated. Like you can't go into like a restaurant, entertainment district, or a club, a bar, a shopping center. Like you can't go into these office buildings. The guards at these buildings check. You have to sign in every time you go in. So that's passport number, that's phone number. They check your temperature. And then you have to write your temperature on the check-in. And then you have to scan a QR code, which goes to like some app that like tracks your GPS and will like prove that you haven't like left China in the last like month, because like they're really careful about people that have like been flying around or going in and out of China, because that's like the only way the virus is like coming back into China and back into Shanghai right now. And that's why they completely lock down the borders. Like foreigners cannot fly in to China. It's locked down. Only Chinese people coming back from overseas can come in. And it's like super expensive to buy flights now. So I know kids like that study in like schools in the UK or in like California shit, and their parents are just like charting like private jets just to fly their kids home.
One crazy thing that's happened is because, as everybody knows, the Summer Olympics were supposed to be held here. The numbers in Japan are being suppressed by the government, more namely the Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, because he's the longest serving prime minister in Japanese history, and a big part of his legacy, like the capstone to his political legacy, is doing the Olympics this year. I think that there was a lot of deliberate suppression of numbers and testing and response in order to make it seem like everything is going well. As soon as it was officially announced that the games would be postponed until next year, all of a sudden the government is sprinting and rushing and sweating to get all these measures in place to fight coronavirus, and numbers are starting to jump up like crazy just in the past few days since they've announced the postponement of the games.
How has COVID-19 affected your life, personal and work life?
Yesterday, I left New York and now I'm in San Francisco, just because I had already been quarantined for 14 days. And I felt like, I wanted to ride out this whole, pandemic at home with my family. And currently I am in a motel hotel with my boyfriend, and, we're following the guidelines that, the CDC said for New York City citizens to quarantine yourself for 14 days if you do leave the city. Avoiding my family, I've seen them, but from, further than 6 feet.
It's affected my life in a pretty drastic way. My mom lost her job. I was in school, so I had to like leave school. Now I'm not going to graduate on time or graduate at all, depending on how long this goes on for.
It's L's a lot of my shows, so I just booked in Lucky to come to London for the first time to do a headline. I think that was for April. That's now been pushed back to November.
I had to make a lot of changes to the company. Like I had to let go like half my staff at the very beginning, but I've already brought them all back, and I'm slowly pushing their salaries back to full.
What measures are you taking to stay safe?
My sister actually had a scare, and she's been isolating herself for the past week and a half because she got really, really sick, and she had a super like high fever. Even the ambulance came. She hasn't left her room. The bathroom that she uses, only she's using it.
I have a mask.
Please be careful.
Which is a mask. And this, which is, I'm using a navigation app made by Kakao, but all of the major map apps have installed the government-provided info sheet, which gives you a live stream of how many masks each pharmacy has.
I haven't been able to, hug my mom, or they wanted to like see me, so they met me at my hotel. I've been talking to them through like a car window. Like I want to do everything I can to protect my family, and especially because I'm coming from the worst city.
So there you have it, guys. It's truly surreal hearing all the differences and similarities that we're all experiencing across the world. I think that we can use Korea as an example of a country that's taking all the necessary precaution to help fight this virus. Now that we've heard what's going on in Shanghai, Tokyo, Seoul, Toronto, New York, and London. I want to hear what you guys are going through. Let me know in the comments what city you guys are from and how the coronavirus is affecting your life. I hope everyone watching is staying safe and practicing social distancing. Make sure to take this time at home to be productive and learn something new. Hope you guys like this video, and make sure to like and subscribe as always, and Cam Girl loves you.